Alright, what's poppin', people? We're back, and unfortunately, I'm a little sick while I'm recording this. So, I'm not gonna let 50 days of Rabia not happen, but we're gonna have a bit of a struggle period. Anyhow, because I needed some easier content to do, I've got this game review of a battle I had for NUPL, basically the NU subforums SPL, versus my buddy Plaz. It took us a good hour to actually be able to play this game, because he kept having complications while at work, which is a little annoying, but we got it done, and this is a great example of how one just team building difference can completely alter how a game goes. So, let's just get into it, right? So, he's gonna lead off with his Glalie, I'm gonna lead off with my Whale Lord. Now, I know that this thing can boom versus me, and because I've seen enough builds where they're entirely focused on beating your water type so that they can win with a water type of their own, I don't want to give up my Whale Lord early, so we're gonna sack to Matang, just because I could always also threaten this with a Meteor Mash anyway. So if he wants to boom sacrifice, that's fine. He's got a player on my Matang potentially picking him off. They switched to Torkoal, I missed. That doesn't really matter too much for me. It wouldn't do any damage anyway. And they're gonna go to Torkoal and set Sunny Day. Now this immediately tells me something about their team. They're probably just not gonna have an offensive water type. I mean, it tells me they're dedicating really hard to their Sun Core with Torkoal Blossom. I guess Tangela could be it too, but it's Torkoal Blossom. And so that lets me play a little bit more haphazardly, at least with my Whale. Now I'm gonna switch to Haunter there, just because I do want to scout for a boom. They make a really good play though. They say there's no reason to boom there. And they go back to their Glalie, and I'm gonna T-Bolt here, and I get absolutely smashed by a Shadow Ball. This isn't very common on Glalie. You do see it some, and I think maybe you even see it a little bit more nowadays compared to earlier days of NU, where the most common set would be like Spikes, Ice Beam, Explosion, Taunt. Taunt kind of bad in this gen though, and I think people now are finally picking up on that. And so we've seen a few other moveset adaptations, and I mean, to be fair, this is one of them. I got cooked. And I'm gonna go out to my Matang here again. I'm gonna Toxic because I know he's probably going Torkoal this time, so I at least catch it there. But we're now at the stage of the game where I do have to play really passively around the threat of this Glalie's explosion. And that's going to be something you see me do this whole game. Try ever so desperately to deny boom. And I mean, as you see Podorska saying the battle chat, I got destroyed by Glalie, here's how. Yeah. It's pretty rough. So, I'm gonna put my one to sleep again. Seeing Torkoal go for Sunny Day, I don't put that much value on my Whale Lord anyway. I think it's fine till I go to sleep, but I'm gonna go to the Sparse here. Now the Sparse is pretty bad. This game entirely, it doesn't even get to do anything, because it's supposed to Pursuit Trap Haunter. They don't have a Haunter, man. What do you want me to do with that? You know? I can't do what the spot's supposed to do. So I just use it to sort of threaten the Blossom with a potential para. If I ever paralyze this, it's not a threat. So I think that's pretty good for me to try to take advantage of. Torkoal ends up just getting chipped down. This is super huge for my Kingler in the back, so I'm happy with that. And again, they're just getting their stupid Glalie in, and they're gonna get a nice Earthquake here. I was gonna say they make a nice play by predicting this. Their Glalie's just physical. I just remembered that. So it doesn't really matter, right? They're always Earthquake. I'm gonna go into my Chime there, predicting the Earthquake. And I'm gonna go back to Matang, try to predict the boom. They just don't boom though. They go for another Spike. I'm gonna sack the Matang here because I guess I just have to. And then they boom versus my Chime. They don't care about what my last is, because at this point it's very unlikely they can switch into a boom. I will say, maybe if I sack Whale, that's a little bad for them, but I feel like even if they pick off Whale at this point, it's nice for the Matang, right? So anyhow, we get Sparse versus the Matang. I'm gonna just leave it in here, because I look at their team and I'm just like, okay. Chip on Matang, if I can secure that, maybe Kingler wins late. So I'm gonna Fire Blast Matang here. I'm gonna go into my Whale Lord. I do have some sleep turns burned. This is a very crucial turn of the game. My Wailord is going to live in EQ and actually wake up. Now, if they had just boomed, I think they would have won the game there. Because I frankly have nothing I can do at that point. Because I'm always forced into Dunsparce. My Wailord being awake, obviously, means they can put something to sleep. They're actually going to then say, no, I need to trap the Wailord. This is where the battle completely turns the tides right here. Because Kingler is never going to faint of a Diglett. I'm always going to get a Swords Dance here, and my Swords Dance Kingler has a Salic Berry, and I have Endure. And there's no amount of switching he can do to prevent this from working eventually. Now maybe he could have made some like aggro play with Torkoal or Blossom. I don't know if my Flail Okos from the range it was at, well obviously it wasn't max power, but it was still over 100 power, coming off of +2 Adamant Kingler. That is a strong Pokemon. And so I'm gonna go for a Hidden Power Ghost, just trying to, if he has a Haunter in the back, I do want to catch that. I think that's worth it. He ends up going to Torkoal. This is not living this hit ever. Never in its life. That is full power Flail, my guy. They got to Blossom. That is full power Flail, my guy. And then they go Hitmonchan after saying GG, and I'll be honest, I thought I was getting BM'd. I thought he had Mach Punch here. I thought he was just letting it be a 1-0 win for himself, so I didn't feel as bad about the loss. He's just not Mach Punch. So I win the game. This is a very interesting battle, I feel. Because, realistically, there's never I should never win this game. I played terribly around these two early Pokemon he revealed with Explosion. The Metang just never went for it. There's a chance it didn't have it. Maybe it was Protect plus Toxic Blast. You see that combination of 4 moves plenty in ADV NU. But I could never get that Glalie. Like, I was talking about this, I think with Plaz actually after game, where I'm just like, yeah, no, I literally could not get you to boom. And that cost me a lot this game. Me, you know, getting caught by Shadow Ball cost me a lot this game. Because, I mean, hell, you could even look at Haunter versus his team. It's actually pretty decent. I don't know how much damage I could calc versus Metang. I do at least a decent amount of damage to Metang, so forcing that on to it for Kingler would have still been pretty good. Forcing Blossom in and making him have to think about if I'd boom on it if he tried using Blossom as a pivot, that is also good. Because I always have the option to just T-Bolt again if I really want to, or even just go for a Psychic for neutral damage. It's not a huge issue. So I made a lot of, again, I guess I scared myself when I saw the Glalie, because, yeah, it could do a lot versus what I have here. But all it took was I got enough chip on, well, actually just straight up KO'd this. It's not a matter of getting chip. But I got enough chip on the Torkoal, thanks to Poison, my Dunsparce doing a little bit to it. And then I got the only situation, well, maybe not the only, but one of the few safe opportunities Kingler could set up on against this team. I think maybe Hitmonchan. The set he said he was like bulk up or something. Since he's not Mach Punch, I can set up versus that, right? Like I could spam Endure if I have to, until I eventually get South Bear, and then I outspeed and KO his whole team from there too. If we're still talking about a scenario where this is low and this is removed, or still low enough for Hidden Power Ghost to pick off. But this was a this was frankly a pretty funny game. And it goes to show you, never give up. Because even if you think the game is over, play to your outs. I think that's something people need to always take from playing this game. There's usually still an out. And at least always play to any out you can see until game's over. Now, I hope y'all enjoy this. I'm gonna try to not be sick for too much longer. But, to be frank, it hurts to speak. I'm tired. It's a whole bunch of blat. Just bleh. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.